What would you do if your husband slept with your sister? The night was quiet, too quiet. My husband, Jason, had just gone to bed after saying he had a headache. I stayed behind in the kitchen, finishing the dishes, letting the hum of the dishwasher fill the silence. It was supposed to be a normal Tuesday evening, but there it was, his phone. Unlocked. Carelessly left on the counter as if he had nothing to hide. But that night, my instincts were louder than my better judgment. I didn't plan to snoop. I really didn't. But something had felt off for weeks, months even. I picked up his phone hesitantly, my fingers trembling slightly as I tapped into his messaging app. That's when I saw her name, Emily. My sister. The first few messages were harmless, a joke, a meme, a lol, here and there. But as I scrolled further, the language changed. The tone shifted. There were messages about late night, accidental visits reminiscing about touches, stolen kisses, and even hotel room numbers. My heart slammed into my ribs so hard I thought it would burst. I kept scrolling, unable to stop, each word stabbing deeper into my chest. The last message was just an hour ago. Wish it was your bed I was crawling into tonight. I froze. My breath hitched in my throat. The room spun for a moment as the weight of the betrayal dropped onto my shoulders like a boulder. I dropped the phone. It clattered on the tiles, louder than thunder in that awful silence. I didn't cry right away. Instead, I stood there shaking, trying to breathe, trying to make sense of what I'd just read. My husband. My sister. Not a stranger, not a fling, my blood and my partner. It was nearly 2 a.m. when I finally crept into our bedroom. He was asleep, breathing softly, the man I'd shared 7 years of my life with, the man I'd married in front of my entire family, including her. I stared at him for a long time, wondering who he really was, who they really were, and who I had become in the process of loving people so willing to lie to me. I left the room, locked myself in the bathroom, and cried silently until the sun came up. The next morning, I made breakfast as usual, eggs, toast, coffee. He kissed me on the cheek like nothing had happened. Like my world hadn't just ended the night before. I played along, I even smiled. But something inside me had changed, permanently. That day, I knew I had to find out everything. Once I saw those messages, every memory in the past 6 months shifted in meaning. Moments that once seemed normal or mildly strange now pulsed with hidden tension. I replayed conversations, glances, excuses, everything, like the time Emily started showing up uninvited. At first, I thought it was sweet. She'd bring over wine and say she was lonely. Jason always welcomed her with a grin that, in retrospect, lingered too long. I remember one afternoon when I came home early from work and they were laughing in the living room. She was sitting on the arm of the couch, my spot. Their laughter had stopped the moment I walked in. And there was the day of my birthday dinner. Emily had bought me a designer bag I had admired months before but never mentioned again. Jason had never remembered such details. He didn't even get me a card. Emily whispered. He helped me pick it out. With a wink. I thought they had conspired out of love for me. Now I see it.